I love you.
Oh, that's really wonderful.
You know,
That's sweet. And that's wonderful. Thank you.
You're beautiful and you're marvelous, and I think I'm the best audience you ever had. And I don't know what it is, but tonight I felt we were 11,400 here.
Yes.
And you reach everyone. How do you achieve that contact?
All I know is that I think it's something is hard to explain. I always think to the last person in the last row, as if I could see their face. So I sing that far, and also there's something about I'd like to see people, so I use the lights a lot in the room because I always feel if I can see their faces, I can perform to them. And I also kind of, by looking at people, it's somehow, I'm able to talk to them through my eyes, you know. So, I mean, it's not something I've ever planned, except I like working in the round, the way we create the stage. I don't always get this opportunity to work in the center, but it is the best place because what happens is I can see everyone. They can see me, all sides of me, front, back, all of me. And their energy, they're all watching me and I'm watching them, and they also see each other. So it's a wonderful way to work because it keeps us all very aware and very awake, and I really like it a lot.
You seem to have a constant love affair with the audience.
Yeah, because I really do. I love this work, and even when it's difficult, it's wonderful.
But where do you get your energy from? You record all the time, you go on tours, and now you're making your 4th movie. Where do you get your energy from?
It's not like the kind of energy you get from vitamins or... love is energy, and my feelings, my emotions, and the things I feel and care about my work. See, I'm really happy about life and being alive, and every day it's real special for me. So, it's something that it can't be explained really, because I like what I do. I have a gift. I don't know what else I would be doing if I were not singing. So it's real special for me, and it's a special place to be in, and I appreciate the work, and I appreciate what I represent, and it's a responsibility in that, because I know that what I do and what I say is important to others, so I take that and I carry that really with importance to myself. I don't take it for granted. So all that's part of it, I think.
I have to ask you a very Swedish question, since we are in Sweden.
Yes.
Have you ever met Greta Garbo?
No, I didn't meet her, no.
Because I think you're the Garbo of our time.
Oh, that's very sweet. I only know of her, and I know that she was wonderful, but I never met her.
And then I have to ask you another very Swedish question. It's not about politics. It's not about your private life. But sort of it is, because you are a double-working, single mother of several children.
Yes, 3 children.
Yes. Isn't it hard for you to... Don't you feel guilty not being home with your children or bringing up your children?
No, it's not. I do bring up my own children.
Yeah.
I raise my children, and I organize my time. If I can stay organized, if I can keep my schedule. See, because it wouldn't be enough for me just to stay at home and raise my children. I need my life. Also, I have been given this very special gift that it wouldn't be fair, really, for me to hold that and not use it.
You sure?
I think I'm doing all right with raising my kids. I do leave them a lot, but somehow it's been good for them, not bad. They've been able to find their own identity without being Diana Ross's children. Yeah. They have freedom that I don't really have a guilt about my work. And it's really quite good, actually, because I get a chance to do all the things I've ever dreamed about. I travel a lot. I like that. And my children go with me. And it's the only life they've ever known, so they don't feel it's not difficult for them. I don't see it that it's damaging them at the moment, and I don't know. You know, we won't know until they grow up. We'll just see. But it seems to be okay.
One day we'll all be gone, and how would you like to be remembered in the future?
Very interesting question. It takes some time. I mostly would like to be remembered through my children, I guess. or if I inspired anyone to do things with their lives. But I don't think people will remember the music itself. It would go on.
Oh, they will.
You think?
Oh, they will.
Of our nominated songs to be sung by one of our first ladies of music. Here is Miss Diana Ross, and I Just Called to Say I Love You.
No summer sky, no warm July, no harvest moon to light the tender August night, no autumn breeze, no falling leaves, not even time to fly from bird to southern sky. No Libra sun, no Halloween, no giving thanks to all the joy that Christmas brings. But what it is, though old so new, to feel your heart like no three words could ever do. I just called to say I love you. You want to sing along? I just called to say how much I care. I just called to say I love you. Oh, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I just called to say well, clap along. I just called to say how much I care. Yeah, I just called to say I love you. Oh, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart, of my
Why do you think the Supremes were as successful as they were?
Maybe it was the naivety. Maybe we were very young and didn't know very much. We worked very hard. We wanted so much to please. You know, it's just like we want to do the best we can all the time, all the time. So everybody was always trying to please everyone, whether it was the press, our mothers, you know, we wanted to do the right thing. And I think because of that energy, and some people might call that ambition, but I think because of that, we were successful.
Was it a difficult decision for you to go solo? When you decided to go?
Yes. There was a lot of good decisions, decisions that were difficult, and decisions that were easy. It was time for me to grow up and to go out on my own and take these chances. I think I am a risk taker, like my husband, who's a mountain climber. But I needed to experience my own life. You know, once you start off in a unit, it's very important for you, even in a family, to let go and go out into the world and grow up.
You also have, I know, further ambitions to continue. You were nominated for an Academy Award for the Billie Holiday thing. Yes. And you're going to go on acting or finding good parts wherever you can?
Absolutely. My film career stopped again because I was having my children. I have 5 children. I can't believe it. So I think...
That's a burst of applause for mothers everywhere.
That's right, absolutely.
And may they all look like you, and good luck with your tour, as you say, starting in Dublin. And it's a great pleasure to see you. Thank you for joining us, Diana Ross.
And thank you for having me.
À la source pour repartir dans une nouvelle direction. C'est la philosophie de Diana Ross. En accompagnant ses enfants dans les discothèques, elle s'est familiarisée avec les dernières tendances de la musique populaire. Désormais, le rap figure à son répertoire ultra sophistiqué.
I researched the music and I found that it started from roots of gospel and things that I knew came from my parents. To me, this is an extension of that because the music we did then was a reflection of our lifestyle. And this is the same, a reflection of a lifestyle that kids are still living like in America. To me, I start asking, where did rap start?
Que les fans de la première heure se rassurent, Lady Di chante toujours en longue robe de soirée les succès des Suprêmes, dont elle faisait partie. Et les plus hardis peuvent toujours danser avec elle le slow de leur vie. Elle avait débuté chez Motown, le label légendaire de musique noire des années 60. Elle vient d'y retourner, cette fois-ci comme actionnaire. Son ambition est de guider, parallèlement à sa propre carrière, une nouvelle vague d'artistes sur le chemin du professionnalisme.
If there's a way that through my own energies and the things that I've learned by traveling, that I can pass that on, I would like that.
Elle trouve encore le temps de faire de la marche au Népal et de rejoindre ses 5 enfants après chaque concert. Diana Ross déborde de vitalité et chaque fois qu'elle monte sur scène, elle veut partager ses vibrations positives.
Obviously, I should imagine some great changes in this country. When you started off with the Supremes some time ago, and you went through the period when black activism first came about in this country, I guess. Have things changed drastically? Do you think things have changed?
I think things definitely have changed, but at a petty pace. Maybe things could be changing faster, but there has been change, and I'm an optimist, and I really do see that we have moved forward from the past. But I think things go at a petty pace and really quite slow. Should be much more happening, I think, much more freedom.
Yeah. What do you think why do you think that is? Why do you think things do happen so slowly? What's blocking the progress?
People's concepts about other people. There's usually some kind of, I'm usually not
this involved in these kinds of conversations. But to me, it's always a pecking order. Sometimes you like to feel bigger about yourself by putting somebody else down. Yeah. And I think that's just a nature and a natural thing that people do. And they're brought up by their parents and ideas that have been brought to them over the years. So I think you bring a lot of that with you. And it takes a long time to make those changes, to change people's minds about images of people and let people feel equal rather than someone trying to feel better than someone else. So I think it just takes time. Again, I say there has been incredible changes since when I grew up in the 60s and traveling in the South and some places like that. I think there have been major changes not only for blacks in this country but for women. But I'm saying that the pace seems very slow. It's a petty pace. If you look at things in the big scheme of things, it's
overall, it's a tiny bit. You remain optimistic.
Yes, I do.
You don't live here. You live in.
Ladies and gentlemen, Diana Ross. Well,
Thank you.
that was a great song, and that's the title
That was a
song.
lovely introduction you gave me, too. Thank you very much.
Anytime. The 58th album, isn't it, you've done? And that was the title song.
I haven't really counted, but they say I've had 58 albums released in the last 30 years.
Yeah. And that was written by Stevie Wonder, great
Yes, it
pal
was.
of yours.
Mm-hmm. I've known Stevie since he was really tiny, 9 years old. And I was just 10.
Yes. Did you realise that you were our Prime Minister's favourite?
No, I didn't. I was very excited about that. Actually, my husband sent me the article. And, you know, it's interesting because my music somehow has a lot of memories with a lot of people. Something happened special in their life and this record was playing, or they remember it because it was the first girlfriend they had or something. So it's really kind of special that, that I've had that kind of career, that the music has made a difference in people's lives. They remember it.
Of course, he's not the first leader of people to be a fan. Martin Luther King.
Yes, actually, I had in the early days when I was with the Supremes, we had a lovely meeting and he talked about our music and how important it was for us to have the kind of image and the kind of singing that we wanted to do. So I think he was a fan, yes.
And was he an inspiration?
Absolutely, absolutely.
In the early days, you were with Motown, of course. That's where
Yes.
you launched your career. And you were handed over to, what was it called, the Artists Development Department? A sort of, what, a sort of charm school. What did they do?
It was kind of a wonderfully nurturing kind of family in the early days, in the 60s. What it was Barry decided that you would take these young girls and these young kids out of the ghetto, Berry Gordy, and we had to sit on television shows and talk, or we had traveled, and he decided to try to teach us certain things that, like a finishing school. And it was really quite good. I didn't even know how valuable it would be until we started to travel. And it really, there were dance steps that we learned, and we learned how to sit down and cross your legs nicely, and, you know, all the ladylike nice things.
Yes.
And it was really good.
And now you're a member of the board. What are your aims for Motown?
Well, actually, Motown was sold to a new group, and they asked me to come back. And in coming back, instead of taking dollars, I decided to be part owner in stock. And we talked about this kind of thing. So it's a nice way to be able to put back into the company. My intent in being there is to try to help the younger artists and try to create the same kind of family image that we had in the early days.
Now you're back on tour. Do you allow yourself the luxury of nerves?
As you can see, as I walked out tonight, you know, it's always important. You want everything to be right and perfect. You want not to make too many errors. And it's kind of nerve-wracking, and it'll always be important to me to try to do a good job, to make the work exciting and good.
What is it like? I mean, you always look as if you're in some kind of ecstasy. What is it really like when it's going well and the thousands of people are with you?
It's a real amazing experience, because I don't want to describe it as, I actually feel like it's an out-of-body experience. How's that? You really kind of lose yourself. And the thing about live performance as compared to recording is you're with the energy in the audience, and people come to have a good time. So if you can let go of the worry and all of the things and just let go of the details, in other words, and kind of just really be there and have a good time. I think the thing that happens for me on the stage is I really like to talk to the audience. A lot of the performers or young performers today really don't have a relationship where they have a conversation with the audience. And I like to go out and be with them and touch them, and, you know, it's kind of a real special experience for me, and I think for the audiences as well. I'm not untouchable. In other words, you're not off in a distance somewhere and in the lights.
Sure.
You know, you're really, really there with them.
And Shirley, you'd go along with that.
I think that so much of show business has become so depersonalized by high technology that whenever you've got a performer who feels comfortable touching people, they appreciate it so much more than they ever did.
Mm.
I believe in touching. Reach Out and Touch is about that. You know, and I think, yeah. And also, you know, there's, in America, and I don't know if it's here, these are silly ones, but there's an organization that goes into hospitals and just nurture people by being physical. And, I mean, you know, it's not bad.
I must try it.
You must.
Yeah. Wasn't there a concert in Central Park that was really quite, electrifying?
Oh, yes. I got caught in an electrical storm. And I knew that I wanted to do a performance that evening, a free performance in Central Park that would go out to the world and so many people would see it. And I never knew that
I had to get caught in a rainstorm to have that be a memorable event. It was really quite a special night because all the lights went out and there was more than 500,000 people there. And I decided that I would not leave the stage. I would try to talk the people out of that area with my voice, because I felt if they could hear me, everything was going to be all right. Because the lights all went out. There was just a few lights that were left on. So it was really quite a memorable event in my life. Never knew that it would be.
The microphone didn't go out.
Well, it did, and they gave me a portable one. Barry Diller ran up on the stage with a portable. My clothes are all soaked. But I really felt, again, that was one of the times that you don't really think about yourself as much as you feel responsible for the audience. They came to have a good time. We didn't know it was going to storm like that. And I had to walk them out. And I think, in all, I think people really remember that night.
Pavarotti had the same experience over here.
Yes, I heard about that too.
Now, you were nominated for an Oscar in the 70s with Lady Sings the Blues,
yes.
the Billie Holiday story. You've only made a couple of films since then. Have you just been too busy or what? I've
been having babies and, you know, taking care of my personal life. Actually, I've been reading quite a few scripts, and I haven't... I figured after I've been away from the stage, from the screen for a while, I wanted to come back with something very, very special. And because I have my music career, it's a challenge for me to do films, but it's not the most important thing for me to do. And again, my priority is my family, my children. Do you know I have 5 kids?
Yes, I do want to ask you about that in a mo. I just want to talk a bit.
A lot of people don't know that I have 5 kids.
Well, they don't believe it when they're told, of course.
Yes.
There we are. Now, Mel, I know...
Did you have them all out of
Excuse me, he was talking to me.
body?
I'll come back now. I'll come back, I promise.
You actually had 5 children yourself?
Yes.
None adopted?
No adopted. I had
Would
children.
you step into my office? I want to...
When you step into my office, my goodness. So, this poor lad here would... I know one of his ambitions... One of his ambitions is to survive this show, but also to be a rock star. What advice would you give to a guy like this who wants to be a rock star? Because you've done a bit of singing.
I've done a bit of singing, love, but it wasn't very pretty. It was... Actually, I did a number with Meatloaf on stage at the Hammersmith Odeon. That was good.
I know Meatloaf.
Meatloaf's the kind of guy you want to be photographed next to,
My husband used to manage him.
The other guy I always look out for is Robbie Coltrane. Hey, Robbie, let's get a photograph together.
So should he just give it all up?
Because going back to Motown, my intent was to work with the younger artists. What I did was the benefit of my experience means that I would like to let them know about the business of show business. You know, in other words, the problems that a lot of performers get in, like paying their taxes, you know, they think this is really just go up and sing and it's all going to work and let everybody else handle it. And I think it's really quite a job and quite a responsibility. So one of the things I'd like to be able to do is the benefit of my own knowledge of the mistakes that I've made and have been made, that, you know, to try to help them to get good lawyers and to, you know, have good business managers. And really to be interested about what's going on about them, you know, financially and in their choices.
It is a male-dominated industry, though. Is it harder for women?
In the business side of things, a woman to make her decision really ends up, it's a tough road, you know. It really is quite difficult, but I think that's in a lot of businesses, and you're hearing a lot about that now.
Now, Marvin Gaye...
Sexual harassment and all that.
Oh, yes, all that.
Sexual harassment? What have you been watching tonight? I'm going to sue! Is that my body, is it? Sorry.
Sorry. Marvin Gaye has said that you were made of steel. What do you think he meant by that?
Did he say that?
Among other things.
Oh, really?
What would he mean? What would he mean by that?
Oh, gee, I don't know. I don't think he said that.
Well, I mean, are you very demanding? Are you a perfectionist? Are you a bit tyrannical?
Perfectionist, but that doesn't mean the difference in wanting to do well and make things nice, just like walking out here. It doesn't mean that you're made of steel. That's kind of heartless somehow. I think I'm probably much too sentimental and vulnerable sometimes about things that go on. I'll cry very easily.
Sort of
Don't you dare!
Like right now. Stop it.
A sort of musical Margaret Thatcher.
I don't know what that means either.
It's surely the public perception of you as a strong woman, isn't it?
Yeah, that's certainly true. pretty strong, yeah.
Are you intimidated by strong women?
I'm frightened of them, definitely.
Well, sure.
Intimidated by strong women?
Yeah.
You know, the problem about that embarrasses me, but what will happen, it would be a just absolute terrible thing if he turned around and hit her. So I think it's really not nice, Shirley, to do that. Because that's, I mean, we would really be upset if the man hit the woman like that. That would be terrible. Oh, my.
Now, the family, as you've said, are very, very special to you. How do you mix the Diana Ross performer with mummy to 5 children?
It is difficult sometimes. I try to be as organized as possible. When I travel, I take the little ones with me, the 3- and 4-year-old with me as much as I can. Pretty soon I won't be able to do that. They'll be in school. 16-year-old is graduating high school, and I have 2 daughters in college at Brown University in America. So they're really quite grown up and independent, so they don't really need me as much. They call me and ask me they ask my advice on some things, but I've built a relationship with them over the years. It's fairly intimate that we can talk about anything, so if they need me, they call me.
Are you, by the way, planning an autobiography after all this time?
I've been asked to write a book, and I keep thinking, I don't think I've had my peak experience yet. I really want to do something with my life. I would like to... I'd like to do something wonderful, so I don't want to write until something else has happened in my life, you know.
Well...
You know, I'd like to... have had some real wonderful experiences that I could write about.
I'll ask you again in 30 years' time when you've done something with your life.
Okay.
Are you planning any kind of celebration now, this sort of milestone?
The 30th year anniversary is next year. I think we might do some special television specials, or there's going to be a special album released, I would think. I'm not really sure. Sometimes I don't really like people to know I've been singing for 30 years. It makes me really feel much older.
I shan't tell anybody.
Oh, good.
It's been wonderful talking to you. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks a lot.
Diana Ross.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And Mel Smith. And Shirley MacLaine. Thanks for your company. See you next week. Good night.